Hello folks, this is Mr. Bacon Bitz, and welcome back to First Bitz. Initially this was used as a first look of newly released games, but now I've changed it to something different. This now is my spoiler-free short review series, meant to showcase certain games I'd highly recommend, using footage of only the first few hours of gameplay. I'm covering Envelope this time, a short indie game that was recently released. Your life takes a sudden turn when you are given a mysterious envelope. Opening it, you find out your girlfriend has been kidnapped, and in order to get her back, you need to do something rather dangerous. But of course, things won't be easy. You must prepare yourself before executing the plan. Do you have what it takes? Envelope is a short indie horror game currently in early access, but seems to be fully featured already, as it has multiple endings and various challenges to complete. Though this is labeled as horror, it's not actually scary. The situation the main character finds himself in can be seen as horrific, but for the player it's a fairly relaxing jaunt. Sort of. So don't get discouraged if you're not a horror game fan. This game has 3 significant parts to it, but you can jump straight to the start of the second part, as it and the third part are the actual meat of the game. The first part serves as the intro to the story and can be a bit unsettling as it sets up the scenario. I've never worked night shifts at a gas station, but considering how this seems to be quite a common setup in indie horror games, I have a good reason I wouldn't do it anyway. Though this is short, it does have some quirky dialogue that will prepare you for what's coming. Moving on to the second part, this is when the game truly gets interesting. Your mission is to take down an important target, but you're left with only a rudimentary map and vague directions. You need to get a gun and some bullets. Once prepared, make your way to the mansion where the target awaits. But I'm getting ahead of myself. This part drops you off in a fairly large open world with tons of characters to talk to and interact with. You will accept quests, obtain tons of different items that can be used to interact with the environment, and there are lots of ways to approach potential problems. This harkens back to the days of older games that didn't have in-game trackers for everything, meaning you'll have to jot down notes or just remember stuff on your own. I legitimately spent a good couple hours just exploring this part, and I had a fun time figuring things out. And I haven't even found everything or explored all possible options. I found out completely new things I didn't think I could do after recording, but I'd rather not spoil that for you. Plus, the sound design just makes exploring a peaceful experience. The third part is where your preparation comes into play. Sneak into the heavily guarded mansion, find your target, and kill him, and escape. There are different ways to approach this, and is your way of getting multiple endings. How difficult this is depends on how much time you spent preparing, and if you die, that's it. You're sent back to the start of the second part. You can also die in the second part, but only due to stupidity. Now, dying and getting sent back to the beginning may sound bad at first, and I realize that kind of thing might not be for everybody, but this game is intentionally built on replaying so you can figure out the best preparation methods and eventually succeed in your mission. Challenges also factor into this, as completing challenges, sometimes across multiple attempts, will permanently unlock new things to help you on future attempts. Replayability is heavily encouraged as a result. Overall, Envelope is a really fun experience, possibly inspired by immersive sims, and a promising first start for Scar Game Productions. They have a demo for Fear the Phantom that I believe was released first, but this is their first full release. This game is available at $12 on Steam, and I think that is definitely worth the time you'd spend on this, especially given that they'll be releasing more content and features for free in the early access period. Highly recommended.